Rainfall in excess of 200 millimeters expected during the next 24 hours. Landslide warning issued for 7 districts. Remains of late Minister Arumugam Thondaman brought to his residence in Rajagiriya. Hello there, very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Martin Satyanesan. First of all, let's cross over to News First Deshan Gunavilla, who is standing by at the News First Weather Centre to know about the latest in the weather conditions across the island. Deshan.
Thank you there, Martin. Now welcome to the Weather Centre here at the News First newsroom in the heart of Colombo. As you all may have experienced over the last few days, the weather has been less than ideal, with rainy weather tending to be the order of the day. And why is this weather occurring? Well, if you can see in this map behind me, there is a low pressure zone created around Sri Lanka, particularly around the southwest belt, that is causing this inclement weather to come about, and it is expected to remain so over the next few days as well. Now, the Met Department, they predict that more than 200 millimeters of rainfall will hit certain areas of the country over the next 24 hours. Now, due to the low-level atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka, prevailing showery condition is also expected to last at least the very next few days. Now, showers or thunder showers will occur at times, targeting particularly the western, the Sabaragamuwa, the central, north-central, northwestern and southern provinces. So now let's have a look at what Mr. Atula Karunanayaka, the Director General of the Department of Meteorology, had to say.
Over 100 millimeters to 200 millimeters of rain are expected in the western central hill areas, Kegaul, Ratnapura, Kalutara, Gaul and Mathura districts. The wind across the country is towards the eastern side. Wind speeds can increase up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. With the rain, wind speeds can increase up to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour.
Now, the monsoon season brings with it an unwelcome visitor, and that is landslides. Unfortunately, over the last few years, you've seen a number of landslides that have claimed many lives and damaged countless millions in property. I think Aranayaka was one such landslide that comes to mind as well. Now, the National Building Research Organization says that landslide issues have already been issued, landslide warnings rather, have been issued already for 7 districts across the country.
Stage 1 warnings were issued to Alapatha, Ayagama, Kiriyalla, Kudakavilla, Kahavatta and Kolonna Divisional Secretariat in Ratnapura District, and in Kegaul District, Arunayaka, Valigamuwa, Kegaul, Rambukana and Mavanala Divisional Secretariat, Gangahela Koralaya in Kandy District, in Gaul District, Nelua, Horana and Ingiriya in Kalutara Districts, and Kotapala in Mathura districts, while Stage 2 warnings were issued by considering the heavy rainfalls to Ahaliyagoda, Kuruvita, Ratnapura, Kalawana, Opanayaka, Balangoda, Palmadulla and Nivithagala Divisional Secretariats in Ratnapura district, Deraniyagala, Deyovita, Pulatkopitiya and Yatiyantota in Kegaul district, and in Nuvarelia district, Ambagamo Korale Divisional Secretariat.
Now, many areas around the island were inundated due to the adverse weather last night as well. Let's take a look at some of the incidents that were reported.
2 sluice gates of the Kukuleganga Reservoir were opened owing to heavy rains. Subsequently, the water level of the Kukule River rose, resulting in 2 areas along the Bulat Singhala Molkava main road being inundated. Our correspondent said Dabala, Atabagas Hantia areas have been inundated in this manner. Our correspondent further noted many low-lying areas in Ahaliyagoda are underwater. Our cameras captured the following footage where the Migasvilla area in close proximity to Ahaliyagoda being inundated. Rainfall was reported in Colombo and its surrounding today. Our correspondent said rough seas were observed in southern coast of the island this morning. The fishermen in Chilau refrained from sitting to the sea. Our correspondent said heavy rains is reported in Mathura and its surroundings. Meanwhile, our correspondent noted the water level of the Nilwala river is on the rise.
Moving on with more local news, the fundamental rights petition filed challenging the decision to hold the election on the 20th of June was taken up for the 7th day today. The 5-member bench, headed by Chief Justice Jayant Jayasuriya, is hearing the case. News First, Charlotte Benedict brings us the latest on the matter.
The fundamental rights applications filed challenging the Gazette notification issued dissolving Parliament and the Gazette notification issued calling for the election on the 20th of June was taken up for consideration at 10 a.m. today before a 5-judge Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice Jayant Jayasuriya. Yesterday, it was Deputy Solicitor General Demuni De Silva who made submissions in court throughout the course of the day, representing the Attorney General's Department and the Director General of Health Services. She made submissions to court stating the powers of the President to dissolve Parliament, and she pointed out that the Parliament was dissolved constitutionally, and she added that there are no express provisions in the Constitution for the President to reconvene Parliament under the current circumstances. She also added that declaring a state of emergency and reconvening Parliament under Article 70, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution is up to the discretion of the President and nobody else. The case will continue today. It will be taken up for consideration to grant leave to proceed. We will continue to keep you up to date on the latest of happenings here from the Supreme Court. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Charlotte Benedict.
The remains of Minister Arumugan Thondaman were brought to his residence in Rajagiriya today. The leader of the Ceylon Workers' Congress, Minister Arumugam Thondaman, passed away last night. The former minister was 55 years of age at the time of his demise. Born on the 29th of May in 1964, Arumugam Thondaman engaged in active politics by following the footsteps of his grandfather Soumyamurthy Thondaman. He was first elected to the parliament from the Nuwara district in 1994. Thereafter, he held several ministerial portfolios to serve the people of this country. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and leader of the United National Party Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed their condolences on the demise of Minister Arumugam Thondaman. In more news from the courts, it was decided today that the bail application filed by the lawyers representing former Minister Rajitha Senaratne will be taken up before a different magistrate. The decision was granted based on a request by Senaratne's lawyers. Rajitha Senaratne was remanded in connection to the White Van press conference that took place last year in a case that was taken up before Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka Jayaratne.
Former Health Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne was remanded in connection to the White Van press conference on the 13th of May and has been held at the correctional centres for youthful offenders in Kochikade. Even though the case is called in the presence of the Colombo Chief Magistrate, the accused is not present. In his place, his attorneys appeared before the court. Deputy Solicitor General Dileep Piris requested the court that the relevant bail application be reviewed under a different judge, considering the situation that arose regarding Senaratne's case in the past.
Meanwhile, Minister of Passenger Transport Management Mahinda Amaravira stated measures have been taken to deploy more buses and trains compared to yesterday.
A private bus in Vilachia, Anuradhapura, has been taken into police custody as a result of transporting an excess number of passengers. Our correspondent noted 95 passengers have travelled in the bus. He further noted the driver of the bus was arrested while the bus was taken to custody of the traffic division attached to the Anuradhapura police. A train was operated from Polgahavela to Colombo at 6:15 a.m. today. The drivers and conductors of the buses that operate along the Southern Expressway staged a demonstration. They opposed the decision to allow only the buses attached to the SLTB among all other buses operated along the Southern Expressway to park at the Makumbra Multimodal Transport Hub.
In a COVID update this afternoon, 1,319 COVID-19 patients have been detected in the island. 137 COVID-19 patients were found yesterday. 127 among them were people who returned to the island from Kuwait. The remaining 10 patients were Navy sailors. The COVID-19 task force said that 3 clusters of COVID-19 infections were identified. The Navy sailors, those who arrived in the country from overseas, and the patients that were reported from within the country. 597 people are receiving treatment in hospitals. 712 have recovered and have been discharged from hospitals. 10 people have passed away due to COVID-19 in the island. From that, we bring to a close this edition of Lunchtime News on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Martin Satyanason. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon.